Happy New Year and welcome to Match Fishing TV. And as usual, to discuss the festive events, I'm joined in the studio by Tom Scholey.
Happy New Year.
And Matt Godfrey.
All the best, folks.
So everybody have a good Christmas?
Lovely.
Plenty of hangovers?
Still got one there.
Well done, mate. Plenty of fish?
Yeah, a few of them.
Talking of plenty of fish, I couldn't help but notice that match on the 20-foot on the drains.
Oh, a bit special that, wasn't it?
Tackle and Baits Christmas match.
Yeah.
Incredible result.
Looked
Tell
awesome.
us all about it.
Well, the winner was a man who's no stranger to success on the fens or anywhere for that matter, and that was Alistair Ogilvy. He had £40, 4 ounce. And he basically started his match fishing a gram and a half rig, ball and chuck sort of thing on the pole, and he's caught a rudd on the bottom. And then he's caught another rudd, then he's caught another rudd. And he's ended up showing up and catching these rudd half depth for most of the match.
Wow.
And he says he just started to peter out a little bit towards the end. He'd been feeding a chopworm line all day. So I went on that and caught a £4 tench.
I saw the tench in the net and I thought maybe the rod had come off the bottom to go away from the tench.
Sounds like a perfect match, doesn't it?
Definitely.
I first got an inkling of this match. Obviously the ads on Facebook prior to it. And then Rob Hewison posted something the day after it. And Rob said, I had a great day's fishing on the 20-foot yesterday. Drew too far from the bridges, only had £17. And I thought,
Ridiculous, isn't it?
you know, the full story went there, so obviously we found it now. So Alistair's had £40, which is an incredible weight this time of year on a natural venue.
It is, isn't it?
Always makes me smile when people talk about the drains as natural venues. You know, they're all man-made.
Same
Made
as
a very
canals,
long
yeah.
time ago, but yeah, same as canals. So Alistair had £40.
Gavin Butler was second. He had 34.13, so another epic weight, really. And third place was Steve Hemingway with £28.10. So
Awesome fishing. Them venues, I'll say it every time, they amaze me. Like, you drive along them, don't you? And you'll drive for miles and miles and miles along one. And you keep looking out your window and think, is this unfished? They can't be fish all this way along.
Yeah, no,
and then you see a match like that and
scary.
that is true. I mean, it tends to be, they tend to fish the matches at the best access point.
Yeah,
so where
yeah.
you've got a road bridge going across them, often you'll get a drain where there'll be a lot of fish around the bridge. People often say that it's a change in temperature or just something that holds them there. But I'm pretty certain that you can find fish anywhere on these drains at the right time of year.
Yeah, yeah.
An awful lot of the fish are migratory. And you'll go there in the summer and there'll be an awful lot of weed, there'll be an awful lot of tench, there'll be an awful lot of skimmers and bream, but the roach and the rudd may have spread out somewhere else.
yeah, I remember.
But it is an incredible area for fishing.
Oh, amazing. I remember, I don't know if it was Matt Rand or one of the specimen boys I was talking to at a show, and he fishes for predators out there a lot, and he spends ages driving about. And he says there'll be gin clear in winter, the drains, but he'll drive and drive, and all of a sudden he'll come to a bit that's a little bit more coloured, and that's where the silverfish are holding up, and obviously
On
fish
either
on
end of it, there'll be predators looking for dinner.
fish on edge of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
catches a load of pike and zander, which I
Makes
thought were
sense.
really interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't it?
No, it's we are. I mean, I say we because that's kind of my old stamping ground. And
Yeah.
living on the eastern side of Leicester, almost towards Peterborough, it's the area that I always used to match fish the most. We are spoiled for venues out there.
Big time.
And if the weather's really iffy, then you've always got the town centres to go out, and they always hold fish in the winter.
It's no surprise either then that really it produces such a good calibre of angler, that area, because you've got like Alistair Ogilvy who does well everywhere, people like Lee Klimchuk who goes to Ireland and does,
Polly.
Polly, John Wincup, there's a real hotbed of talent out there as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Well, it's also, it's a major reason why the commercial scene has never had such a big foothold over there. I mean, some anglers have really made their way in it. You look at the likes of John Wincup and the ringers who have fished out east as well. But the natural fishing in the winter is, I mean, it can be feast or famine. Let's not make any bones about it. There are winter leagues where you'll get 3 or 4 sections all blank. That will happen. But by and large, you can go fishing, you can get some bites, and therefore, the commercial scene really didn't take off in the same way that it did elsewhere because we were spoiled.
Yeah.
So, no, it's my advice is if you get the chance, fish some of these fenner matches because there's not generally very many long walks. There's some long legs on your platforms, but other than that, it's fairly comfortable fishing.
And you could have a very special day, couldn't you? I mean, £40 of fish on a
Good
full
and
venue.
tench.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you could just go there and fish big fish all day and ignore the silverfish, and there's loads of tench, loads of bream.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a try. Okay, so on to one of your matches, Bait Tech Canal Champs qualifier.
This were a nice little match. Roger, over Christmas, I ran it on the Tuesday, day after Boxing Day. And it was nice. We only had 22 turn up on it, which were all right though. Day after Boxing Day, everyone's still hungover and fat. And it fished really interesting actually, because bream or big fish dominated the top 3 places, which they don't normally do on the Stayner, you know. Sometimes they can, but this one they took all 3, and the winner was Dale Shepherd. And some people might think, hey, up, we've got Lindo results smuggled up here. But he texted me, did old Shep.
And he did some proper fishing.
Yeah, he says, get me up, get me booked on there. I'm coming to take some money off you boys. Tell Alan to get ready, tell Scofforn to get ready. I'm having some money off him.
And he did.
I says, all right, Bert, no problem. And he's turned up, no bloodworm and joker. And drew in 160s, the favoured area, but I didn't expect him to catch that many. It was freezing cold, gin clear, flat calm, and he's caught £15, nearly £16 a bream. He had 3 or 4 big uns, sort of £3 plus fish, big dark backed old fish. And then he had a handful of skimmers to go with him. So he won the match, qualified for the final, so he'll be dangerous because he'll rock up and fish for them again, won't he?
Fish positive,
Yeah, and you mentioned take some money off Alan. Didn't he draw next to Alan as well?
I don't think we're next to him, I think we're 2 pegs away from him.
We were close to him.
Yeah, we're a couple of pegs away from him. But the man who comes second, he were next to Alan, Ray Brothwell. Fishes all our matches, does Ray. He fished casters on long pole as well, and caught a couple of big bream and some skimmers.
It's been a quality fish dominated.
Oh, big time, big time. I think he were next peg to Dale as well. They were both next to each other, but Ray did really well, brilliant. He booked himself a place in the final as well, with £12 won, and 3rd place was a youngster who comes from out on the fens that we've just been talking about, young Sam Clade, and he's only, I think he's 17 years old, something like that. He caught 1 big bream, and then a few little fish on bloodworm as well. He had £10.7 for 3rd. So the qualifiers from that Christmas qualifier, the Bait Tech Canal Champs, was Ray Brothwell, Dale Shepherd, Pete Duffy, and Oliver Scofforn.
So like father, like son, Oliver's through. Well done. So well done to all of them. Okay, and then just before we go into the break, let's have a quick chat about the probably one of the biggest matches fished over the festive period. Partridge Lake's Christmas match.
I think it was. Massive match. 199 people fished this one. And it was actually won by a good mate of mine. A lot of people know him as Budgie, but his proper name's Paul Burton. And he drew peg 16 on Holmby, had £66 2 ounce. And I spoke to him this morning. He started the match on bomb and bread, caught a couple of big carp on that.
Nice.
But he's caught most of his fish fishing the long pole with cord. He's caught 2 carp on that as well. But he's also caught a load of barbel. I think he said he had 14 barbel.
Interesting day in winter, isn't it?
Lovely day's fishing. Picked up 300 quid and 2 pole rollers, so well worth his while winning.
Nice.
Second, and we keep talking about the younger anglers who seem to be breaking through. This is another brilliant young angler, Rob Swan.
Yeah.
He was second. He had £53 won, and he caught dobbing maggots. So he's had a great year, young Rob.
He has. He's got a nice little sponsorship deal with Guru as well now after that academy day, hasn't he? He's crafty, you know, he's Rob.
Why?
He'd sent me a message over Christmas, didn't he? Hiya, pal, do you want any pictures from the Partridge Christmas match? I said, oh, might do, mate, might do. I says, how did you get on in it? I came second.
That's the way to do it, mate. He's probably learned off you and me.
That's the spirit of Christmas. That's not the spirit of Christmas. That's the spirit of, I've now got a sponsorship deal with Guru and let's get these pictures out there.
Nothing wrong with it.
Well done, Rob, you'll go far.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Excuse me. In 3rd place was actually Lee Bennett. It's actually Andy Bennett's brother, Lee is. And so his brother's
been in his shadow for a while. And
yeah, he's a brilliant angler in his own right as well. You know, he does really well.
Yeah, it's awesome, mate.
He's caught £52 from Marsh, peg 21. So great match.
Looking at the top 6 from there, you know, it's been a well spread out results. You know, I mean, I think most of the lakes managed to get somebody in the coin.
Definitely, it's a very fair venue, Roger, and it's interesting when you look at. I mean, this one of the Covies got in there. Covey 4 got in. Paul Bacon was 4th off that with £44. But you look at the way the fishery is designed. It's very. Everyone's got a feature to fish to, you know, on a lot of the lakes.
A lot of thought gone into it.
Yes, it's a really, really good commercial match.
There's a knack to catching there as well, isn't there? You watch the same anglers who go, figure it out, you know, they do consistently well, don't they?
And the quality of the fishery illustrated by 199 of them turning up to fish there.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Okay, we're going to take a short break and we're back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. And okay, let's get straight into the action with an event which you ran, Tom, which I know was looking very, very popular before the break. Yeah, little festival at Shrewsbury.
It was brilliant, yeah. Well, I say it was brilliant. It had all the potential to be brilliant. We had 40 people booked on it. The weather leading up to Christmas was mild. The weights were brilliant. I actually went to an open match on Christmas Eve. I had £29, and that was only good enough for a section win.
I saw that, yeah.
They were like 40s again and 30s. Yeah, it fished absolutely brilliant.
All days?
Yeah, pretty much all days.
Yeah.
While the fishing was good, but then obviously we had that cold snap just after Christmas, and unfortunately it really sort of knocked things on the head. It made things very, very tricky. So come the 2-day festival, there were quite a few blanks. There were actually 24 blanks over the 2 days.
Wow, that is a lot.
The fish
consider how well that had been fishing.
Yes, yeah. But I mean, the people who were on them still had a great day. And what was notable, they really shouldered up the fish. You could see where they were because they were topping.
I actually saw a report, I think it was on Facebook, and I can't, forgive me, I can't remember the guy's name that posted it, but he'd seen, when he got to his peg, he'd seen a shoulder fish and he'd watched them swim away. Yeah. While he was setting up. He'd watched this shoulder fish moving downstream and then eventually he didn't catch.
That happened to me on the second day, that did. The second day I was just below the bridge back peg 58, I think I was. But yeah, at the start of the match, there were days topping it ever. I've never seen anything like it. I don't really fish that sort of venue, as you know, but seeing loads of fish from bank to bank topping everywhere, I'm like, this is going to be amazing. And they just went and settled in front of Dave Roberts, who I'm going to talk about in a minute, because he actually won the festival. He won the second day. He had £39.15 was total weight. I think he had 37.15 of that on the second day. Right. He won his section on the first day with a few small days, £2. It were hard. Second on the festival was Kevin Jones. He also had a perfect 2 section wins, but a smaller weight of 21.4.5. And third was Pat Adams, who had 3 points. In terms of your daily winners, Darren Frost, who sort of co-organised the festival with me, he had £29.10. He had won the first day. Again, he drew in that deeper water where I was on the second day and where Dave Roberts was on the second day. The fish definitely seemed to push down to them deeper reaches.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting. I really enjoyed it. It was just a pity that the shallower bits were rock hard because of the weather, really.
Yeah, because you moved out to them. Dave Roberts has been quite fortunate. I mean, obviously, if it had been somebody better looking, hadn't scared the fish towards him on the second day, he'd. Well done, Dave. Brilliant result.
It was.
And I'm certain that if you were to run it again next year, you'd have similar sort of clamour for tickets.
Definitely. The thing with natural venues, you need a little bit of good luck. It could have been an amazing event if the fish had been spread out. It was still a very good event, and Dave's done
brilliant. You got a warm welcome in the area, haven't you?
Oh yeah, they definitely did. I learned a new word. Salopian. Never heard that word before.
From Shropshire.
Salopian?
Yeah, it means from Shropshire.
I knew that.
Look at that.
Good word, isn't it? I thought it sounded like a body part or something.
Yeah.
But
it's Salopian, yeah. From Shropshire.
Yeah.
Salopian. Salop.
That's it. That was
excellent. Okay, so let's also talk about the Royal Berkshire Fisheries Christmas 2-dayer.
This was a nice little match. We've been there, didn't we? We went and fished this event a couple of years ago, run by young Bradley Gibbons, Little England man. And he actually won the first day of the festival himself, did young Bradley. He had £9.12 a roach, fishing with casters, a few skimmers mixed in as well. So that were enough to win on the first day. Difficult fishing, freezing cold. And then on the second day, the match was won by his mate, and I think they do a bit of sharing as well.
Do they?
Yeah, so they'll have picked a bit of money up as well. Yeah.
Christmas bonus.
Yeah, that was Mark Goddard. He had 14.8 a roach, he fished maggots to catch him. But the winner overall was Mark Bowerman. And he caught small perch both days on Lake 3 and managed to win the festival, which is nice.
Wins,
yeah, because obviously he didn't win either of the matches. He didn't really catch a lot of fish, drawn in a difficult bit both days, but managed to win his section both days and win the festival. So good on him. And second overall was Steve Bieber, who had 3 points. And third overall, Dan Blackwell, again on 3 points, but with less weight.
Yeah, it's one of them venues. It's got the potential, Royal Berkshire. When it throws up from massive weights of silvers. Not uncommon to see people catch £30 a roach there sometimes. But I think, again, they've been affected, like we were at Shrewsbury, just by that real cold snap.
Yeah. It did go very, very cold for a couple of days, didn't it?
Yeah. I don't think there were any caught there as this time in this festival, but there's some massive perch in there as well, like the regular catch them £4. It's a real old, quite a small commercial, like little lakes. We all nooks and crannies, trees hanging in the water and stuff like that. But it does look really perchy, and I know I've been on a couple of features with young Bradley there, and there's some massive perch, huge things.
Well, an awful lot of specimen anglers are going on the commercials now, aren't they? Because the perch a lot of the time are ignored.
Yeah.
Or not ignored, but tend to be caught by accident.
Yeah.
A lot of big fish around, and especially at this time of year, really, is the only time you catch them when a lot of the other things are shut up shop, but perch still feed, don't they?
Yeah. Okay, and Makins League, Guru Makins League.
Yeah, this was the first round of this one. It's always a popular league, this. Wayne Sharman from Lanes runs it. It's pole only, and it took place over Lagoon, Lizard and Lake 1 this first round. And Lee Pargeter actually won the match. He was on peg 19 on Lizard, and he caught on the long pole. 8 carp on cord for 47.6, so not a massive weight, but a nice day's fishing. Second was Chris Harrison. He had 46.7, so a nice little reversal of the pounds and ounces.
Yeah.
And third was Lee Davis with 37 pounds. So a tough match, I think, for a lot of the lads there. But the nice thing about that league is, because it's done on section points, obviously, there's a lot of silverfish fishing, and Lake 1 and Lagoon and Lizard are great for silvers. One of the 3 of the best lakes there, aren't they? Maybe for silvers. So even though, you know, some of the weights further down the board aren't as high, I'm sure there'll be a lot
section weights.
a good day's fishing there, you know.
Okay, well done, Lee. Was to fish that with the hangover New Year's Day as well. Because if it was anything like my New Year's Day, I'd definitely
I was suffering a bit New Year's Day.
And me.
Okay, well, just before we go, on our Boxing Day bonus episode, we gave away some Bob Nudd goodies, didn't we?
We did.
What did we have? Bob had signed a Total Course Fishing Yearbook, he'd signed a copy of Match Fishing with the Experts, and he'd signed one of our 2017 calendars. We asked for the winner of the Match Fishing Knockout Cup.
Yes, we wanted a prediction as to who would win the Match Fishing Knockout Cup.
Okay, so we weren't looking for a correct prediction, we were just, you know, give us your guesses, and one lucky viewer drawn at random. And the person that's going to get these goodies is Alwyn
Chambers.
Alwyn Chambers.
Congratulations.
So Alwyn, well done. Series of Bob Nudd signatures there for you. If you drop us an email to matchfishingtv@dhpub.co.uk, we'll get them to you. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.